Violet's in here. What do you know? How you doing? Let me do something real quick. We should be live. We are going to be live, I hope, on Garage Sound Nation and on Facebook. I am, well, I'll wait for some folks to get in here, I guess, before I start doing this. I don't know. I might sell one or two things here. We're only doing this for 15 minutes. I want to answer some questions, some things that come up lately in Dibdit among live sellers and stuff, and talk to y'all a little bit. Hey, how y'all? So if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. There's a few things I want to say real quick and help some folks out and kind of give a little guidance, especially to live sellers as well, CW Collectibles. How you doing? First, thank you. This has just been amazing lately. This community is awesome. I'm super excited about it. We've got brand new sellers coming on. We've got live sales all the time. We're even getting some static sales, and I'm ecstatic. Hey, Mojo's here. He was awesome yesterday. Thank you. I just want to say a few things in a second. I'm going to wait for a few more folks to come in, but this is going to be, thank you, Belize and C. This is actually going to be on Garage Sale Nation. I'm going to record this. So if you have any questions, I'll take that link and put it back in the live seller chat so that all the live sellers can hear this. There's a few things that I'm getting a lot of questions about lately. Me and Dave and Carrie have talked about them and stuff. So want to get into those. Let me do one thing really quickly though. Let me put an item just in case I sell something in a minute on stage. We'll do that. Okay. And let me start with this. There's obviously more and more live selling. There's live selling every day, and there's live selling throughout the day. And I've talked to Biggs Collectibles. He's just been amazing helping us. Uh-oh. Dogs are not happy. Dogs and cat. What cat is that? No name. Come here, kitty. Babe, you might need to get this dog. They're yeah. Let's protect the cats. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Come on over and join us, by the way. We have shows starting in about 13 minutes. Shane's going to come very, very first time. I'm sorry, y'all. First time Shane, Soda City Flips is selling. We've got sales throughout the rest of the day. If there's a window for me after he's done selling, I'm going to come on and sell. I sold yesterday on Commons and on Dibdit, and I would like to just sell a bunch more because everybody who bought can still have that progressive shipping. All right. Question here really quick is, or not question, but one thing I want to talk about is time slots and raid trains. So we've made a decision. We're going to do things. We like to do things different over here. We are going to probably have raid trains still, thematic type raid trains on Dibdit, and we're going to have them happen organically with this people who want to sell a particular kind of niche or whatever theme there is for the day to kind of create their own. But we are going to allow people to sell whenever they want. We're not going to be strict about it. We're not going to make people sign up for different things. I would just ask a lot of live sellers out there. I would just ask a lot of folks out there to just be very cognizant of something. We're not making rules, but I would say this. You don't want to put your show on top of another show that's selling the same type of stuff. If it's a card show, and you're selling, I don't know, toys, then that's fine. We're not going to restrict that, but we may have conversations with folks about, okay, yeah, you can do what you like, but this might be the better practice, and reaching out in the live seller chat is going to be key for those folks. I am going to sell something in a minute, by the way, maybe a couple things because we got 10 minutes and I'm not seeing too many questions here. So what you can sell on Dibdit in the static listings, we try to keep pretty firm to the pop culture stuff that's just, major franchises, just in everybody's mind is pop culture. We don't have hard and fast rules for that, but we'll talk to people. Hey, Mary, we'll talk to folks over there who may or may not get it, and we may remove a few things. We're fairly strict on the pop culture stuff inside of the static listings. You may have noticed a lot of live sales lately are wandering away from that. That's perfectly okay. We've made the decision. I will say this marketplace, which is thriving, it's growing like crazy. Thank you. Is focused around that stuff. So if you are live selling, you will probably do better in those categories as opposed to, selling auto parts. But I would say that there is way more leeway inside of live selling over here on Dibdit than there is on the static selling. So keep that in mind. Are there any questions? Let's see. Don't forget, pop culture is literally popular culture. I got it. So, this kind of stuff that we sell, I might actually sell this real quick. This type of stuff was what this is designed for. I've got comic books, I've got whatever, but we're obviously increasingly getting into cards as well. We don't mind card shows running up against whatever. You can schedule your shows, but be wise about it and make sure that you're being courteous of other folks, and always raid another show that's going, for sure. Okay. All right. I guess I gotta go get some people off of Facebook. Good night almighty. Or no, that was Garage Sale Nation. Interesting. Maybe it's really flying over there. Let's see. Somebody needs, yeah, I know, I got you. Do you have any video tutorials on how to do a live show? That's interesting. It's on my list right here. Load items, how to do it, ship it. So I would say this, Resell to Ride has done a video. It's a little backdated. So I am thinking about using Garage Sale Nation and putting a tutorial over there. Is good. So we're going to start putting tutorials over there. Might even make a bank of stuff like that to give folks some direction. There are a lot of features in here that I don't see a lot of people using, like creating an item right from the screen. If you're looking at it when you're starting an auction, there's a little plus with 2 lines underneath it to the left of the shop, where you can just make a listing right there. The duplicate button, like for instance, I pulled up the last listing we did yesterday. Let's sell this real quick. I'm going to duplicate this. So this item is on the screen right now, and I'm going to duplicate it. It's going to turn it to 46. And it's so much smoother and quicker. What does Paige have to say here? Rating and trying not to go at the same time as others, people is important. Yeah, but it's becoming more and more crowded. It's going to become more and more crowded as we're growing, and we're actually adding buyers or members at a faster rate compared to sellers than we have in the past. No, actually, Clint, I'm not talking about either. I'm talking about Dibdit.com, Dibdit.com, which is similar to Whatnot, but there's a lot of things, a lot of big advantages over here to it. So I really encourage people and buyers to ask sellers, hey, when are you shipping this? Are you going to have another show? It really influences, the progressive shipping really influences how much people buy. So for instance, I sold yesterday. I'm going to sell one thing real quick, 2, 3, maybe really quick here before we raid Shane. And you can combine shipping over multiple shows. I personally would like to get to the point where there's one day a week that I ship district orders, whether it's Shop Commons or Dibdit.com, and have multiple shows throughout the week and ship one day. It saves so much money for the buyer. That is a huge advantage over here. Now, a lot of people would need to know that in advance. They don't want to wait a week before you ship it unless they're saving a bunch of money. So I will say this, I've been watching different marketplaces, and there is quite a decent audience later. West Coast, not as late, of course. But I mean, I'm watching shows at 11, 12 o'clock at night that have good audiences. So if that fits your model, there's a lot of openings and stuff in there as well. Post your shows early if you can, and give people an opportunity to kind of choose. What are the fees and shipping like compared to Whatnot? So the fees here, the fees aren't terribly different, but there is a big difference. I'm glad you asked this. I'm going to sell this in a second, by the way. I promised I'd sell one thing. The fees are on Dibdit are 10% on the selling price only, and then 2.9% on the overall transaction. And then there's like a 30% thing for each item, or 30-cent thing for each item. So it just depends percentage wise, but 10% on the sale of the item. The biggest difference to me is when I was over there on the yellow and black site, you could only lose money on shipping. You could never make money on shipping or even cover your costs sometimes for the shipping material and all that stuff. And over here, if you do progressive shows over a week, if you do 2, 3 shows in a week and ship it all out together, and you're charging $1 extra for each item that's in that box, oftentimes I'll make enough extra in shipping to pay for my shipping material and maybe even make 50, 60 cents. If it gets ridiculous and somebody's being charged far more, which rarely happens, by the way I've set my auctions up, you can give a refund to that buyer. We use that on Shop Commons a lot. Shopcommons.net and Dibdit.com are both on the district platform. They're two separate marketplaces. Shop Commons fees right now are 8%. I decided, since it's bulk items and we're trying to get it to other resellers or other marketplaces, that we would reduce that fee as much as we possibly could. And district agreed to that. So smaller items, it's better. Much better on shipping, everything, I guess. Yeah. So, and you can choose. You don't have to ship on site, meaning you don't have to ship on district itself. If you want to ship FedEx or UPS or go through Pirate Ship or do whatever, you can do that. And then you can make a decision. Hey, for me, if I'm shipping a big box out and I've made $2 on it, which you're not always making $2 because you're paying for the material in the box and whatever, I'm not going to do a refund. But if I'm shipping it and all of a sudden it's to somebody down the road and I can make, thank you. We use Pirate Ship when we do Shop Comms and they've overpaid by $8, $10. I'll just send them a quick refund because I've saved money on shipping. They've now saved money on shipping, and it's a little bit better. I want to do live sales. Mimi, we'd love to have you. I've been walking Shane through it. He's going to go live in a minute. I'm sure it won't go perfect. But, I can tap into any live sale on here. I can go on with you. I'm sure Blue Ridge Mama would love to go on with Thrift Tripping Mimi. What do you think, babe? And sell stuff. There's plenty of people who can help. I'm planning on making videos. I would say for some of you out there, Reseller, I made one, and that gets views all the time. That if you've become an expert in this and you post these things, and then you can post a link to those tutorials on YouTube in the live seller chat and help people out. And you can even make money on those videos on YouTube. So there's a lot of things. J Ride Flips is in here. Make sure you are following each other as well. Whatnot is simple, though. Yeah, this is just as simple. In my opinion, it's better. It's easier. But you got to get over here and check it out. And if there's some live sellers in here, you can talk about the advantages as well. I'm going to sell this really quick. This was something I had listed on eBay, and somebody sent it back to me. Said it didn't work, and I plugged it in and it worked. But it's kind of wonky. It kind of works when it wants to. So I don't want to put it back over there, but somebody can grab it for $1. But you can see it is lined up, a little stormtrooper thing. So if you bought something yesterday, YouTube has a huge hole. What? That no one has a Dibdit focused channel. Yeah, that's a very good point, for sure. Or district based, right? And giving tutorials. I'm pretty much using Whatnot. I don't have a lot of luck on eBay. Mercari destroys me on the fees. Okay. Give it a shot. Come on over. Take a look. All right. You got it. Now, just to give you an illustration, WSC bought something from me yesterday. Okay. This goes on that. So he's paid $1 for shipping on this. And you could do this for days. I've heard of some card guys doing it for a month. They ship once a month. And they run shows, and everybody's aware of it and they understand it. And it saves so much cost in shipping. That's right. There you go. Okay. Any other questions I can get to? Shane's going to go live in a minute. If somebody who's familiar with what we're doing here can tell me when he does go live, let me know, and I'll go rate him. But let's sell one other thing real quick. Here's a kid's toy, Bugs Bunny suction toy. I thought it was a dog toy, but it's not. Little vintage toy. It says your baby learns one new lesson after another. How to hold a small toy. But all right, I'm not reading all this. Made in Taiwan. We're going to sell this. So I can just go there. I can duplicate it right on screen, and now it becomes 47, which reminds me that I forgot to label this one 46. So this one's going to be 47. We're going to sell this vintage Bugs Bunny item right here. Paul's, trash to cash, people. All right, in honor of Paul's merch, I'm going to do one more auction before we raid over there. I'm going to try to do these. This is a little kid's toy, suction toy. Or you could give it to your dog, I suppose. This one's running $2. I know giveaways are in beta. Any idea when that will launch? So yes, I don't have the exact date. I haven't even learned how to do it, but giveaways are. And I also don't want people to. Thank you, baby. I don't want people to feel like They have to do giveaways. That's kind of a downfall over there. But if it's something you want to do, you can do it. I know we're gonna sell a Nintendo Switch on the 21st. I just stopped asking questions on that, Grams and Pops. I just always get the same answer. We're working on it. We're working on it. Once a week would save so much time and money. Yeah, there's no doubt. That is a huge, huge deal. I'm going to try to come on and do these when there's time, probably earlier in the day. And really, and hopefully answer some questions. This is 47. I'm going to sell one more thing since Paul's merch is in here and a trash to cash reference. We're going to sell this real quick. Maybe somebody can, we sell these for like 25 bucks, commonwealthpicker.com, but we're going to sell it super cheap here today. Duplicate. And then we're going to raid Shane. Somebody check on Shane, make sure he's up. All right, here goes. Trash to Cash Tumbler. Trash to Cash podcast, the worst podcast in reselling. Go check it out. And Grams and Pops just changed their, or Pops and Ken just changed their name. You can drop that in here too. So Paul's merch, 15 bucks. I'm going to personalize it if I can remember it if Paul wins this thing. Trash to Cash. Boy, lots of Trash to Cashers in here. Good night, y'all are too much. Stop it. I'll do more later. Y'all don't have to pay like this. You guys are something else. All right. Now you're past the point where you can buy it on commonwealthpicker.com. I'll have to personalize it or something. Oh my goodness. 48 is the tumbler. All right. We are going to go raid. And we're going to raid our buddy. I'm probably going to come back and sell when he's done. We're going to raid Shane Soda City Flips. Unemployed for a living. That's right. That's right. You got it. Big money cups. You guys are awesome. We want to support other sellers and bring our audiences to you, and you bring our audiences to us. And we're trying to figure out ways to get outside of the reselling niche as well and bring people in that are buyers. We've got some great stuff in store for that. So, all right, I'm going to check real quick. All right, Shane is live. Let's go give him some support, y'all.